The next topic I want to talk about it is how to add the dimension in 3D uh, drawing. Uh, First of all, just let me mention that most of the time when we do the 3D drawing, we usually export the 2D views of that 3D object. For example, the front view, the top view, the right side view. And then we put the dimension on those 2D drawing. Usually this is the way we are doing that. We are not put the dimension on 3D drawing. But if we need to put the dimension on 3D drawing, let's see how we will do that. Uh, Remember that if we want to do the 3D drawing, it's very similar to the 2D, the 3D dimension is very similar to the 2D drawing in the 3D space. So let me go ahead and draw a 3D object and then to show you how to do it. So I will go to the front view, um, and let me go back to this two frame view and let me draw a spline. So I will start from 0, 0, and I will go, for example, for let's say um, 100. Oh, sorry, this one. Let me do with the polyline. So start from 0, 0, go for 100. Um, um, and then I assume I go up 25. Then let's have, for example, again um, um, so 25 with angle of 135, and then go horizontally to that location and then close it. So assume this is what I have. So let me go back to 3D view. So see what I draw. So assume this is the drawing I have, and let me move to the world view, so my coordinate system. So now let me move that a little bit to the center of what. So I select the object, I select the corner I want to move, and then assume I want to, for example, so first let's move it. Let's move it here, so you can see actually what happened. You know, it's gonna be 50, and then let's move it in the Z direction. Also as a 50. Okay, now I have it moving in the center, and let me extrude that for, let's say, 75. So now let me go back and show what we have. So this is the object we draw in 3D, and I move it from the center just to show you how to do the 3D drawing if it's not um, start from that origin. So one way of start to draw is that just go to annotate and start to add the dimension. So for example, I assume I want to add the length of for this edge, so I can come here and choose that length, and they said, okay, that is the dimension I have, so it's gonna add it there. Now also I can come here and start again the dimension from that point, and put it there, and then I will see that says 75 there. Now If I want to add the dimension, instead of adding the dimension for this one, let me delete that one, add the dimension for this one here at that level. If I go ahead and start the drawing for that line and I put it there, you will see that although I select that line top there, it's gonna still put it down here. And the reason for that is the same. It's a 2D drawing in 3D space. Is only gonna draw on the XY space as XY axis as we did in 2D drawing. If we are in this 3D space, every drawing, every 2D drawing is gonna be on the XY surface. So because here the XY surface is down here, regardless of what edge I'm gonna choose, because the dimension is 2D drawing, is gonna put it on that surface. Any one I chose is gonna be the same. So even if I chose this top edge here, so let me rotate it a little bit. So even I want to add the length of this top edge here, if I go ahead and add the dimension on that, but I select that, you will see it still is gonna put it down here. So it's not going to put it up there on that level that I want. So to do that, again, similar to 2D drawing, I have to move my XY, my coordinate system in a location that I want to actually add my dimension. And before going that, sometimes we might get confused by moving the dimension. For example, on that front view selected, if I go ahead and move to the front view, and that's why I actually move the object to the away from the center. So if I move it here and then I said, okay, you know what, now I'm gonna add the dimension there. So if I add a dimension here, so it seems that I can put that here, and then I can come and add that one up here. So, and escape. So it seems okay from this view, and but let's, as soon as I go back to 3D view to see what's happening. You see, the problem is that it's gonna draw it in the wrong, it's gonna draw it on this XY surface. It's not gonna be, so if I probably can see it now easier. So you can see, so that the drawing is not on the same surface of that um, uh, uh, front view, is on this XY surface, and this is not what we want, and that's one reason I actually move it up there to show you. The same if I go and look at, for example, this view and draw it, it's going to be the same thing. So for example, if I choose to the, for example, the left view or to the right view, you will see this is the XY. If I add any dimension, it's going to be on this surface, not on that surface. So just to show you, if I go to the right view and do add any dimension here, so I assume here I want to add the dimension for this one, for this bottom edge here, and I put it here, so it's 75. So it looks like okay from here, but if I go back again to the 3D view, you will see it's just on this surface. We draw it here, but it's going to be back here. So to prevent doing that, and how we can actually do add the dimension in any surface we want, again similar to the 2D view, we have to move our coordinate system to that surface. So assume I want to add a dimension that's going to be at that, for example, this one. So I can add the dimension for the bottom one, assume where it is. So I can go ahead and say, okay, for the bottom one, I want it to be here. Oh, sorry, so let me go back to Word view here first, the Word coordinate system. So come here, select dimension, so and select this edge and put it there. And then also I want to select that edge and put it there. So these are the two I want to do. Now I want to add this on top of that. I'll add these links on top of that. How I'm going to do that is that I have to move my coordinate system to that location. So I come here, click on the UCS, move my coordinate system on that surface. So it's going to be my X and it's going to be my Y. Now, if I go ahead and add the dimension here and put it up or down, it's going to be on that surface. So I can come here and put it there. Now, if I rotate it, you will see that that coordinate is going to be on you see it's going to be on top of that X and Y surface. So it's going to be there. Or if I, for example, I want to add an angle here, because my XY is in that surface, so I go ahead and add an angle between this line and for example between this line. So when I put it there, if I rotate it again, you will see is on that surface. If I want to add any dimension or any for example location, the same thing, I can move my X and Y to that surface and add it there. Assume I want to add, for example, the length of this top edge here and at that level. So what I have to do that in, I want it to horizontal to that surface. So what I have to do is to move my UCS up there. So I'm gonna just simply, let me delete this and delete this so you can see them better. So again, I come here, click on the type UCS, and this time I bring my this is going to be my X and this is going to be my Y. So any dimension now I'm going to add is going to be on that top surface, going to be on that level. So if, for example, I come here and again add the dimension for that edge here and put it there, it's going to be drawn at that. So if I put it dimension and add it there, it's going to be on that top surface here. So if I go back and sorry, change the view, you will see that the location of those dimension I added is on this new XY plane. So when you want to add the dimension in 3D format, it's like you are drawing a 2D in 3D dimension. Everything you're gonna draw is gonna be on the XY surface. So if you want to add it on any specific surface, you have to move your coordinate system to that surface, then add the dimension in that surface that you want, and when you are done, just come here, click on that word here, or come here, click on the word or type UCS and select the word to move it to its original location.